That's not level. Come on. All right, let's see how this works. Give people a moment to get on. In that time, I'll get ready. All right, still waiting. This live is in future lives that I'll have. Will be focused on the idea of some gear reviews. See if we like what we not like. I see a lot of people out there doing gear reviews, but they're doing the video, editing it, making sure everything's good and nice, and then posting it out for you. And it's got its value. But I want to do live videos. I'm gonna do some gear reviews with live videos. I'm gonna start doing maybe once every second or third week, maybe once a month, and I will schedule them and post them. If you guys have anything you want to be reviewed, let me know. But I'll have a schedule of some of the things that we're going to be doing because live, you could ask questions. Be like, do you need to see it baton? Do you need to see show you the actual measurements? Show what kind of hands I've got and what size ratio the items are in my hand and things like that. Just little things that help out a little bit more than a created video, so that you can get a better idea of what you're looking at buying. In the meantime, I'm gonna sit together, baton some wood, and prepare a short fire so that we can have that on this quite cold day. Cold and windy. Control your blade. Always control your blade. Got a bit of a twist in it. Keep working it. Time to show this from reality. This is a cold steel Bushman knife. Here it is. It's a exceptionally simple design. I would call it a Leku with a big belly. So if people in the bushcraft world, they know that Puko is a smaller version of this one. It's very popular, usually maybe about that long, and it's basically straight back and curves up, maybe right around there. Longer belly, which I like. There's another version, I think it's the it's a buoy style, so it's like a North American version. I kind of like this one. A lot of people put stuff in the insides. Um, what you can do is, if you find, what is it? You get some PVC pipe, schedule 40. You can get it that fits the big end, right? Fits and slides in just a little bit. What you do is you'll get it and then cut it a little bit, heat it up with the heat gun, and then you can put it all the way in. You know, if it gets overlapped with the PVC, that's fine. Take it back out and you can cut it where the overlap is. But you can set it up so that it fits that perfectly, and then it becomes a vial of some kind. You know, you plug in the small end with hot glue or some other version of cap. You put the actual cap on the back end, which will extend this out maybe a little bit, but then you pull that cap out and it's a vial of like survival equipment or some other thing you might think you might need, a extra ferro rod or a fishing kit, something like that, a smaller knife. So it comes with what they call a secure, is it secure? Yeah, Secure-X. So it's a Secure-X sheath. Get a little closer for you. So it's a Secure-X sheath. Now, I have noticed, and there's a little bit of wiggle. Comes with a ferro rod. I put a small tassel on it, just because I like that kind of a thing. I've noticed it's easiest to get out. Like, it is solid in there. It's easiest to get out if you use your fingers and push out on the belt clip. That releases it for the, so you basically are unlocking it from that little, there you go, see that little right down in there. It bends it out this way and unlocks things, because that's actually where the, let's see if we can find that. That is actually, good Lord, there. It's on the belt clip side, the actual attachment, because it locks in at that hump there. Locks in on that hump there. Solid, but I push in, and I don't really, I'll put this on my belt maybe sometimes, but I don't really, this goes in my pack. On my belt, I usually have, well, not on my belt, I have my pocket knife and my hatchet, hand axe. I have a medium, I'll say a beefy medium sized hands. So not big, but definitely not small. I like the fact that there's a distance here to here. Because when I choke up, I can, and I still have a pretty good solid hold on the blade, but the blade edge is nowhere near where I would be cut to do stuff with. So I can do some of the finer crafts. Finer stuff, easy peasy. And then of course this is big enough. Now this is, if you take my blade safety bushcraft carving class, I introduce you guys to the three main styles of blade edge grinds: full flat, convex, and Scandinavian grinds. There's another one, concave, which is it's called hollow ground. And then you've got the micro bevel that sometimes happens on edges. This one has a micro bevel. Now, it is made with their machete steel. Exceptionally strong, bendable. It comes back to true, or shall I say spring steel style. It comes back to true, but it's very thin. Right? So if you choose to baton this, it'll go through, but it'll catch a lot. So be careful, keep that in mind. It's not going to do that. See that part right there? At this point, the edge isn't being used anymore. When it's going through wood, the wood starts to split beyond the actual cutting edge, saving both edge sharpness and there's no need to at that point. You're using leverage. Free tinder. It gives me everything I need in order to light them up, prepare my meals. That looks nice. Much better. Hammer it. Oh, it's in there. This one might be a little bit too far twisted. Let's see if I can do it on this end. Ah! There we go. This one. Interesting. Here in a little bit, I'll show it again, re-say what I just said about the cold steel Bushman knife that I've got. And I'll look at some of the comments to see if you guys are ready to have some of the items answered. Specs are easy to find. Amazon. I'm not going to bore you with specs. I may start doing that later. It's just more convenient for you guys just to have an Amazon link and along with like specs so that you can look at the actual numbers. But I want you guys to understand the reason for this video so that you can get past the number, you can go beyond the numbers and go like, what does this actually look like in the field, in the moment, and live. So we'll work on that. Let's do one or two more. Go ahead and we'll go ahead and get this all the way down. Come on. Stand straight. Alright, some of these littler ones, smaller. I'm gonna baton with the the Bushman to give you my gear exactly. What's up with it? I'll be done with that. Try one more time to see if I can get this one to go good. It does not look like it will. Really split or spiral grain. I did not expect that. All right. Go for a weak point, which, if you pay attention, weak points allow you to do more work with less effort. And nature is all about efficiency. If you're not being efficient, nature will probably shut you down. Which is why a lot of the really the wise teachers always say stuff like, knowledge weighs nothing, right? Even if you lose all your gear, but you have the knowledge to make your gear, you really haven't lost your gear. You haven't lost what's important. Hurrah! It's a lot fun. I know this isn't a review on the hatchet, but this is the council tool, the Flying Fox. I remember that. That's the model of this particular hand hatchet. It's not a hand axe, I don't believe. The variation between the two is that a hatchet actually has a head sized for the length of handle that it's got, but a hand axe is actually an axe. A smaller axe, but still an axe head. But with the poundage for what an axe is, but with a shorter handle because it gives you more of a inertia for the wood to say, "Oh no, don't cut me." I might have a knot or not. This is going to be the end product. That's going to be the big one. All right. Before I get into batoning this, I'm going to look at some comments to see if you guys have any questions, what you want me to do, what you want me to talk about, that kind of a deal. Hurrah! Do we have you know what? I think I've not done this before, so I don't know what I'm doing. No, that's not what I should be doing. I don't see where I can see comments. For that, I apologize. I'm gonna turn it portrait real quick. I'm gonna see if nope, it's telling me to rotate my device right back. Okay, weird. Well, I guess I can't see your comments. I will fix that on another edition. As of right now, which means I may just do this again anyway. I'll finish this video up, and then another day do it again with answering your comment. This one isn't going to be anything. I'm actually going to use this to create my baton. I like that one's a little too tight. This one's going to be my baton. I'll take some split edges off. There we go. Looks nice. All right, in line. This is our wood. Start on the shorter end first. This is very light, by the way. I don't know if you could tell by my, it didn't have a whole lot of heft. It's all muscle, so bear that in mind when you see it go down. Safe batoning procedures. I'll do it to the side to show you. I've got everything positioned in front of me, but not where I'm reaching. It's close, right? It's right about here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Let me angle it down just a little bit more. This is kind of important. So one other reason why you want the edge to start, far enough where you've got a lot of handle. So you want to put your batoning equipment, your batonee, I don't know, your item here that you're going to baton, about an equilateral triangle between your knees and it, if you're sitting on your ankles like I am. And there's a reason for that. So I'm going to place it up here. Do you see laterally, like up and down, do you see where my hand would be by the time you expect the wood to split when you baton? My knee stops it. Doesn't go all the way to the ground. It stops it from going forward. So like if I was going all the way to the ground, splinters, move my knee out of the way, it could, I don't know if you can tell that part right, but it's actually in the process of hitting it. It's rained a few days ago. The ground's a little soft, and so in the process of batoning, I've actually beat into the ground the two sticks. There we go. This is it. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually in the ground a good bit. So you get to the bottom. If your knife is down there and one of these moves to the side, you've got pushback. A lot of people don't see it, talk about that. Let's see. Let me do it again. I've got a really tight angle, real thin but real thick on this other side. So I'm going to use a flat piece to brace it. Now, nope, too bouncy. That might be all right. Also, using my finger to like keep it where it's at. What am I going to do? Closer. It's actually, this one should be a little easier. This split is going to be in line with the rings. Ooh, see, that's one reason why you don't want to bounce. Bouncing base, so to speak. So right now, I'm exerting a lot of pressure down. Hopefully, it won't make it bounce so much. There we go. By hand. Go off to the side. This is more even. I won't say straight. It's not straight. This one's against the growth rings, so we'll see how that one works. This is already splitting out. All right, that. Ooh, let's see how it works with this. I've already got one that started right here, so that's easier than expected. That batoning, it's kind of a almost antiquated now, the act of it. But a nice little item. One of the things we do at Old Boys Training is we've got elemental campcraft, we've got quite a few other things. We've begun the martial arts niche, wilderness martial arts. So I don't think I've ever seen it before in the world where you train in martial arts, but out here in the woods. It's if you know a martial art, then you can figure out a curriculum to teach, or if you're already teaching a curriculum, you can go ahead and work wilderness excursions into that. But the whole idea is to, if you remember the warriors of old, you know, you're talking about, whether you're talking about samurai, European knights, Scandinavian Vikings, Native American, what do you call it, Wolverine warriors, obviously Native Americans, but all warriors of the past did not train, not all warriors of the past trained in dojos. In fact, at some point in time, dojos didn't exist. This was it. These wildernesses were where you trained. You found a flat piece of land, sometimes not a flat piece of land, in the woods, in fields, whatever, and that's where you trained to learn how to better defend yourself from a hand-to-hand combat point of view. Our goal with our wilderness martial arts is just to bring that back, to bring the old warriorship where it was the warrior philosopher, which is included in that point of view, comes out, and you become more of what you've always known for yourself to be. So we've got this training group is Bujinkan oriented, Bujinkan Budo Taijutsu, which I know is could be considered split, I guess. I don't know. There's politics in that, but I won't go into that very deeply, because politics is a four-letter word in my vocabulary. But we're going to teach it from that point of view. Anyway, this is one of the items that is a part of that. So we do train in weapons, and one of those weapons is your belt knife, another weapon is your walking stick, and if you can combine them two, imagine I've got the long walking stick, you've got more than just one thing, you've got another thing. I like this system. I like this hollowed out handle. I think Cold Steel needs to make a shovel, which is this. They've got the Spetsnaz shovel, but small like this. So imagine this, and then all it is a little concave and edged. That's all we need. Like more of a trowel type thing than a blade or a wide shovel. I think Cold Steel would do good if they did that. But anyway, simply because even though I know I can dig with this, I don't want to. I like my knives too much. The whole, if I really had to, survival situation, think it's about time to get the fire going. It's cold. Let's get it out a little bit smaller. More small. I'm going to do it with a lighter this time. Actually, you know what? I should probably do it with the ferro rod that's attached to it. That being said, I need to make some better material. I brought my lighter. I just decided not to do this. I'm listening to the cracks, snaps, and it's not snapping enough for me to feel comfortable with it. It's bendable, too bendable. That rain that happened recently has really gotten into it. Stony tender from the inner bark, a la cambium. Actually fibrous enough, it makes me think I could probably put some twine into it, but I'd rather just get the fire going right now. So I'm pushing it together and then I'm pinching it, pushing it together and then rubbing it back and forth or in circles or whatever. And that's what I'm doing. And it is turning this into that. And that's what you want to see and what you want to have. There we go. Got some in my hand. Oh, there you go. All right. So I'm going to bring you guys in for a little bit of a close up. I've got a really small bird's nest made from the cambium. One of the pieces of, I still use this, one of the wood items that I brought with me to Baton. Get you close. All right. Straighten you up. There we go. All right, so I've got this. I'm going to put down my bark that I saved. That goes on the outside, but I'm going to still ruffle this up. This is some of that pine needles from the area. I'll use them a little bit, but they need to be dried out first. That's why I use the cambium. Let's angle this in. Nope, these will. There we go. Let's do a little log cabin, shall we? Too small. There. Let's get the really thin ones. I don't think I'm going to be successful with it. Let's find out though. Bear in mind, it's more than likely, if I'm not successful with this, it's all my fault. See, it's fresh. I haven't even tried it the first time yet. So let's take some of that coating off. Oh, look at that. All right, good that we're doing this live, huh? Popped out. So, but it just seems like it needs glue. So if this doesn't deter you, then it just seems like you just go ahead and pull it out, use your wrench, put some really good super glue in there, tap it in, and you should be good. That just means right now I've got to use my hands to pinch this. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be able to do that. Ooh, no. I am not gonna be able to do this. Guys, don't go survivaling without fixing your gear. Also, don't go survivaling without stacking the odds in your favor. If you got a guy out there that's telling you that if a guy can't rub two sticks together and make fire every single freaking time, he's not worth his salt. Well, that's a good thing to strive to, but what's the most important thing? Your own ego saying you can do a thing, or the fact that you have family at home that you would much rather get home to? And they're the ones most important for you to be there for them. I gotta fix this. It locks in fine. One of the things I like about it is the fact that, right, I took it off the handle, it locks in by the handle. So no matter how thin the rod actually gets, it's not going to interfere with the secureness of this right here. There is a drain hole on both. There's a drain hole up here too, which means also the hole is smaller than the rod would ever be, which means I feel comfortable putting it in here because it's not going anywhere. I've still got it. I'll take it back out, back up to the house. We're in the backyard paradise right now. And when we get done with this, I'm going to go ahead and glue that up. But this is feeling really good right now. I got cold. All right. Get it. All right, so as a recap, this is the cold steel Bushman knife that we have as a fire. Fire's liking me a little too much. All right, so this is the cold steel Bushman knife. Very cheap. I don't know if I'm going to be able to quote the price I got this one from, but I imagine it's Mora, maybe a companion price, comparable companion price, Mora companion. But like I said, I do like. Yep, it is Secure X. So Secure X sheath. I keep forgetting the Conceal X is the fabric one. Conceal X and Secure X. Let's get them mixed up. But belt clip, button clip. You've got, even in the handle, you've got a hole where you can drill a hole and put a peg through if you need to. One of the things I keep in my kit is a settler's wrench. So if you don't know what a settler's wrench is, go search that up. The guy who invented the settler's wrench is a genius, but it's a Scotch-eyed auger with So you know what, if you know what a Scotch-eyed auger is, you know that a part of that auger that goes down, part of it has got a hole in it, so that you can stick a stick through and then twist it, use that as leverage, extra leverage. Well, this genius, so there's the auger coming down from here, right? He sharpens this edge. He makes the inside the diameter of the screw, the hole that you make, and then sharpens one side of the Scotch eye. You get your stick, you put that Scotch eye down on it, and then the other side is flattened, like it's still through, but it's flattened. You hammer that down, and all of a sudden your peg goes into the hole you just made. It's genius. So I've got a Scotch-eyed auger as well as a gimlet that is the size of this hole. So a gimlet is a small handheld version of a Scotch-eyed auger. And they come in different sizes, of course. But, this is our item here. We use it as a part of our, I don't want to say official gear, but some of the stuff that we train in the Woodland Warriors protective program is the staff, the spear, knife, hatchet, tomahawk, how to use this as a tool for your self-defense, defending on human beings to animals. There's things that you do, like never run. Never run. If you see every single predator out there known to man has a chase reflex. So yeah, don't give them something to chase after. That's why bear encounters, the ones that you see on the videotape, because they survived them, they backed off slowly. Make sure you do that. All right, guys, we've made a fire. Not with this, but we could if I was able to do it right. So the two things I see as far as making things work, right? Number one, reglue your handle, which I think is a common thing these days anyway, as far as when you find manufactured handles, not to be confused with homemade handles. Like see a guy there's guys out there that make there's usually a larger ferro rod, but ferro rod with a lighter wood or fat wood handle to them, like, those are glued in nice. So I would re-glue the ferro rod, and I would actually, so the coating that's on this goes, it's a complete dip, which means the spine is coated as well, and therefore it doesn't really have much of an edge to it. So touch up your edge. My suggestion, y'all, touch up half, maybe even a third of the actual back spine of it. This part up here, you don't want it to be 90 degrees sharp. If you're doing some kind of close-in work, and if you have to really get in there, your thumb will thank you for not making that part right there edged. Okay, so I don't know if you know this one. This is a grip that I do not like, and you always pay attention close, but you pay attention to where it is on your hand.